Yo, what's cracking, Panther Nation? It's your boy Rashad, one half of PNP, and today we are going to take a look at the brand new PFF game simulator and see how it predicts the Carolina Panthers 2023 season. Will there be any surprises? Will there be any disappointments? Let's find out. Now, before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments, let me know what's good. The subs are slowing up, man. We hit 20K, now everybody getting lazy. Hit that sub button for your boy. If you want to help the channel out even further, go to underdogfantasy.com. Use that code PNP, sign up. All right. Now, before we jump into any predictions, let's quickly explain what the PFF simulator is and what exactly it's doing. The PFF game simulator uses advanced algorithms and player performance data to simulate each game of the season, giving us a small glimpse into how the season might unfold. It does predict individual offensive stats. However, it does not give us any defensive stats. Pro Football Focus recently started beta testing for their new game simulator, and early results indicate that the Carolina Panthers are going to have a phenomenal season. Now, it's important to note that the tool is still in beta testing, so some of the results might be a little off. Okay, let's not hold them accountable for this beta situation. On top of that, even once the beta testing is completed, there is no machine that can accurately predict the future with 100% accuracy. So let's keep that in mind. We're just doing this for fun. Now that we have an idea of how the PFF game simulator works, let's take a look at the predictions for the 2023 Carolina Panthers season. All right, let's get into it. We open up the season on the road versus the Atlanta Falcons, division rival, 39-29 W. Straight demolishing of the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'll take it. Then we go against the New Orleans Saints at home, Monday Night Football, 40-20, demolishment. Straight destroying the New Orleans Saints. I can see that happening, actually. There's going to be a lot of energy opening up the game. Bryce Young's home debut, I can see it getting real nasty there. On the road, W against Seattle. Love that. I don't know if that's going to happen in real life. 33-27 seems like a high-scoring game on the road. I don't know. Then we come back home versus Minnesota. 34-7. That's tough. That seems like a bit high, but the Adam Thielen blood and guts game, I could see that going down. Thielen going to have us ready to play. We're going to know all the secrets. We're going to know their offense. So I could see it getting not that ugly, but I could see us getting a W. Then we open up the season 4-0. Crazy. 4-0 right now. Then we catch our first L against the Detroit Lions on the road, 21-24. They're looking for some get back. We straight destroyed them last year at home. So I could see us actually losing this game. They're going to be ready to get us back big time. So, and then we go on the road again. Miami, 10-3. That's a low scoring affair for some teams with this much speed. I don't know. I think there's going to be some points put up. I could see us getting a W, but not that low scoring. I don't see it being that low scoring. Then, at home, L versus the Houston Texans. Stroud versus Bryce. I don't know if we're gonna catch that L, bro. I don't see these back-to-back L's happening right here. And home L's. I don't see this. The Texans and the Colts. I can't see that. I think we're gonna at least get one of those. I see it more so being the Texans than the Colts. I think Richardson could get in this drive by then. I don't know. It could be nasty, but I can't see us losing both of those back-to-back. Not happening. Then we go on the road, Thursday Night Football, W against the Chicago Bears. Fields versus Young. DJ Moore blood and guts game. Could be. I don't know. I could see us getting a W. I actually can see that. 20-12. I could see that. Then the Dallas Cowboys come to the bank and we get a W, 13-7. That's a pretty low scoring game. Not sure that's going to happen. Then we go on the road, W. We beat Tennessee, 19-17. I can see that happening. That's realistic. Then we catch a L against the Bucks on the road. What? I don't see that happening. Then we follow that up with another loss against the Saints on the road. Back-to-back L's in the division after opening up the season with back-to-back W's. I don't know if that's going to happen. I can't see that happening. Then the Falcons come to town and we beat them 31-20. I can see that. That's actually realistic. I can see that happening. But you know what that means? We straight up sweep. We bring out the brooms for the Falcons. I can see that happening. Then the Green Bay Packers come into town. They come to the bank and we beat them 24-21. I can see that happening. Then we go on the road. We beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 29-27. That's going to be a tougher matchup than I don't know if that's going to happen. On the road, the Jaguars going to be a solid team. Peterson going to have them boys ready. And then we get swept at the end of the season. We get swept by the Tampa Bay Bucks. Not happening. Not happening at all. I don't see that happening. All right, let's dive into some of these stats, though, real quick. These individual stats. Very, very crazy here. Bryce Young, they got Bryce Young going for 4,163 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I actually think this is realistic. If he stays healthy, plays all games, I think this is attainable. This is more than attainable. I think he'll be our first 4,000-yard passer since Cam did it. We haven't had it since then. And before then, Steve Berline. So having a 4,000-yard passer has not happened very often in Carolina Panther history. Can Bryce Young do it his rookie season? I think so. I think this is actually possible. I'm going to roll with that. This can actually happen. Now, this is where I think things get a little tricky. It gets a little tricky here. Adam Thielen leading us in receiving with 911 yards. Not happening. 9 touchdowns. That's a lot. Chark, 9 touchdowns as well with 839 yards. I think my personal opinion is if Chark actually plays all games, I think Chark would lead us in receiving. I want to see DJ Chark swapped with Adam Thielen. And let's skip a couple of these guys. I think Terrace Marshall should be switched with Adam Thielen. I think Thielen is going to give us probably around 600 yards. But Terrace Marshall, if Terrace Marshall has a 443-yard season, that's going to be utterly disappointing. He needs to have the 839 yards receiving, in my opinion. If he has anything less than that, I'm going to be slightly disappointed. I'm not going to say slightly. I'll be real disappointed. Hayden Hurst with 577 yards. Hayden Hurst with 577 receiving yards. I actually think this is possible. I think he's going to do damage in the short intermediate. I think he can get 577 yards and lead all tight ends in receiving. I can see that happening. Now, Miles Sanders being active in the pass game. I can see 450 yards receiving. They talked about him being a weapon in the third down, being a third down back. I can see that actually happening. Miles Sanders is going to be more of that CMC. You know how we fed CMC a lot? I actually think that's going to happen here in Carolina. And if you look at the history of running backs in Reich's system, they put up numbers. So I think this is more than attainable. Tommy Tremble, 258 yards. Ian Thomas, 244 yards. I mean, I think those are doable numbers. I think one of those guys will reach that. I think the other one won't. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't see both of them getting close to 300 yards. I don't know. Maybe one, but not both. Chuba adding 184 yards receiving. I can see that happening. Laviska, I got to be honest. If Laviska comes in this low, I'll be disappointed as well. I got to see some of these tight end yards come to these receivers. Blackshear, 88 receiving. Stephon Sullivan, 39. And I got to be honest with you. This is straight up deplorable right here. Jonathan Mingo. If Jonathan Mingo has 1 reception for 12 yards, I'm snapping. This is the most disrespectful stat line I see right now. Bro, Mingo and Terrace Marshall. And again, there's a lot of footballs. There's a lot of footballs that got to go around. It's a lot of receivers, a lot of guys to feed. But Mingo having 12 yards is straight up disrespectful. I got to see him switched with Ian Thomas or so. He's got to have at least 300 yards receiving. I want to see him get close to 400. 400 yards receiving for Mingo would be great. A pretty solid rookie season. But in no way, shape, or form should he have 1 reception for 12 yards unless there's some sort of injury, which we hope that does not happen. We can't have that happen, okay? So Mingo, definitely not going to happen. Terrace Marshall, we gotta have him up there. He's got to be in 800 yards. So that's what I feel about the wide receivers. Coming down to the rushing stats, Miles Sanders is going to Miles Sanders, 1,379 yards. And you know what? I actually think this is attainable if he plays all 17 games. We can go back and look at the history of Frank Reich and his running backs. They put up numbers if they play all 17 games. So I absolutely think 1,300 yards rushing is attainable for Miles Sanders. And again, you add that receiving number, and he's going to have 1,800 all-purpose yards, which again, going back to my CMC conversation from years ago, if you feed these guys the football, they will put up numbers. And that's what happens with Frank Reich. Frank Reich puts a lot on his running back, his primary running back. So I can see Miles Sanders getting this if they feed him. Am I for it? No, I'm going to keep my same energy. I'm all for the running back by committee. So Chuba having 550 rushing yards, I think that's a bit high. I don't know if he's going to have that much. It depends who grabs that RB2. I'm not sure if Chuba's going to grab the RB2 by the horns. We'll see. Bryce Young adding 156 yards rushing, I can see that happening. I can see he's going to get some rushing yards. He's going to scramble for some rush and 4 rushing touchdowns. I don't know. That's a bit high. Maybe 2 or 3. 4 is a lot of rushing touchdowns. I hope, because he's not going to be QB sneaking at the goal line. So we'll see. Blackshear with 141 yards rushing, maybe. Sharp with 90. I could see actually Chenault down here. Chenault should be down here with the rushing yards from a receiver standpoint, and then Thielen, they got him a 1 attempt for 0 yards. Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is pretty cool. Do I think it's going to happen like this? I don't know. Now, with the predictions in hand, let's talk about some of the surprises and disappointments. What do you think? What do you think in the comments? Get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Were there any unexpected wins or losses? Did any players outperform or underperform to your expectations? I think it's pretty cool. This simulator is awesome. I like it. It brings an aspect to the offseason. The offseason is pretty boring right here. You don't got too many people putting out videos. I think this brings conversation. All right. I can do my own predictions. I don't think my predictions would stand up how PFF predictions do, but it is what it is. But that's going to do it for today, man. Let me know what y'all think. Like, subscribe, notification bell, get in the comments. Let me know what you think. What's the record prediction for you? What's your individual stat predictions? Let me know in the comments. Again, like, subscribe, notification bell. I'm out. Peace.